good programs would have dislodged most of those young people that followed. Would have made them better.
You know what this means? He's acknowledging
what we've done.
that what the president is doing for the young people
Exactly.
Wow.
is something that could have done,
But of course.
failed to do.
So they now tend to.
Yeah, so he's
President
blaming the former President Sirleaf that she didn't do those things, and that's why the young people are turning to President.
And Boyka, I'm happy you gave him his day in court.
Today, when Nancy Pelosi came here and said, Ellie, you let the world will light Liberia, I will make her put electricity here. There are things that we could have done better.
That's what we have
For
done.
6 years, we did very well. But see, later on, there was a decline. There was a decline in many of the things that we could have done. So I'm just saying.
The man who will be president is saying that the last 6 years of their government under President
There was a
Sirleaf
massive decline.
was a decline.
Total disaster.
He has admitted that the last 6 years was a disaster, essentially.
Yeah.
And that is where President George and we are picked up from.
And this goes to my man. I would just say, Mr. X, before you roll a tip, Mr. X, you know yourself. You were saying that your 12 years were all roses, milk, and honey. This is the vice president saying the last 6 years of your 12 years
Was essentially a mess.
a mess, total crap.
We miss opportunities, and I have said it in cabinet
I
when
like when you say we.
they used to talk about donor fatigue. One should
You're
always
talking about his
know
cabinet colleagues.
that when you are bereaved and people go to sympathize with you, they're not going to be with you forever. Take advantage of the time there, make the maximum use of it. I feel we could have done better. We missed opportunities. Squander is not money. Squander is an opportunities that we did not take advantage of, and we missed them. For example, some Israeli came here.
Israeli company.
They wanted to
That
align
woman from
themselves
Turkey.
with our transport something here. They said they had 30 bosses, Volvo bosses, to work with us. I talked to the president several times for us to take. At that time, I was in charge of the national transport to take advantage of. The people, they should have helped out the mansion. They didn't do it. But these were investors. If they had come to work with the transport, they will help us improve it, the maintenance. Not until those people sold those buses to the Libyan, and she heard about it, she said, now that Libya is in crisis, I know those buses will be gone. I said, we had a chance, we didn't do it.
Wow. And he's talking about
a former boss.
but he's talking about buses, and he threw the woman under the bus.
But there's something key he said also.
Wow.
Remember he said it was an old car pact, right?
Yeah.
But he just admitted that there were responsibilities delegated to his office.
Wow.
He talked about, because it's not just the group of 77. He talked about at that time he was managing what? The transport authority.
Yeah.
So it tells us that there's a lot of deviation in what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
A lot of deviation.
No, but besides that, no, really, it is telling that firstly, you didn't voice any discontent whatsoever
At the point in time.
when you were vice president
Yeah.
for all these years. It shows that he was quite hypocritical with his boss lady, but it also shows sheer deceit.
Yeah.
That you're smiling with the person, telling them, but you don't voice, because according to Madina Wisa, there's been no occasion that he was heard dissenting on some of these decisions. That he was basically there.
He was in the room.
Yeah, in the room and agreeing to them.
Wow.
So for him to come out at this late stage and blame all of the opportunity that he said was squandered on his former boss, to the extent, look at how he's mimicking his former boss. He said, where I told you this. I mean, this is terrible.
Yeah, very condescending.
It is terrible.
And misogynistic,
Waka, our audience, some of them, they want us to play that excerpt from Pumpkin.
No, we don't have it yet, but we will find it at some point and play. But basically, what we're telling you, there is firstly an admission from the former vice president that the last 6 years of their government was a mess. He's basically, and that's exactly what we've been saying all along, that the Unity Party didn't do well. The former vice president, who's running for president now, has admitted that he sat there quietly, but realized that his former boss was creating a mess. they did a mess in the second term, and that's where President Weah took over from.
And
He's admitting that some of the investment the president is making in the young people could have been investment that they would have made and they would have dislodged. So he's probably a surprise, or maybe doesn't take so it doesn't work. Obviously, doesn't take so kindly to the fact that the young people are all over President George and Weah. They're so passionate about his presidency, and when you talk to them, they say a number of things. Like the last time I was telling you, I was talking to these young people, and one of the girls just say, I just asked them because I wanted to know why are they so the first time voters. And by the way, I'm not here a second time. They call it the second time voter. You know that thing? Oh yeah. Oh, but man, they get the first time voter, they get the second time voter. So I said, why you calling up? We are not voting for you. So basically, the first time voters are so passionate about His Excellency. So I was asking this young lady, why is it? And she said a number of things. The first thing she said is, I just love the fact that I saw this man in the rain going to meet his people. She said, he's so loyal to his people. He's so loyal to his people. I just like the fact I saw him in the rain with his wife going. And that's another point I want to make. The president goes on these campaign trails with his family. His wife is there by his side. His son is there by his side. And there's a point I want to make about the president's family. Unlike previous presidents, you don't see them in a lot of mess.
No.
You don't see them, for instance, the likes of the Topmans, the Torberts, the Does, the Salives, they were all over the place taking contracts here, there, and yonder. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they were all the news were all over the news.
Of course.
You don't hear that about the Weahs. The only Weah you hear us talking
It's
about
the president.
is President Weah.
Yeah.
You don't even know Trump is here.
No, you don't.
Do you know that Trump is here?
Yeah, he's on the trail most of the
He's
time.
on the trail with his father, but he's laid back. And I understand that's a warning the president has given to his family that they shouldn't be. As a matter of fact, I think I even heard that there was one time one of the officials recruited one member of a family. He told him, no. I said, none of my family members are going to be, doing X, Y, and Z. And he said that. And I just, plus the fact that, we heard about the stories of the Taylors and one of them, Chucky and the other stuff. But you don't see that with
The Weahs.
the Weahs,
Yeah, you don't see it.
I mean, I've seen Champ to some places. Some of the time you don't even see
It's
him.
a small areas.
You don't even see an EPS office.
No.
Yeah, nepotism,
And stuff like that.
not part of-
So that's what this lady was saying. She said she didn't like the fact. Another thing she was talking about, he said he paid my wife fee. He at the university library. None of my mind get money. She me pay school fees there. So these are things that make the young people. So plus the fact that there's another reason. Other young people are following him. It is the trends. Young people follow trends, the style, and all of that. This president mingles with them. He dances with them. Things that the other folks criticize him for. Oh, the president dancing buka, but you know what he's doing? He is connecting. He's becoming relatable to ordinary people.
Exactly.
So that's why you see all of the different musicians. Yesterday, Eric Jizo, for instance, endorsed the president.
Yeah.
We've heard from all of the different musicians that endorsing him here, there, and yonder. Because he's relatable to them. He sings their music. He dances their music.
And identifies with them as well.
He identifies ordinary people. The last time he was in Nimba Sanikole, he bought cassava
On the side of the road.
cassava from the side road.
Yeah.
From the side of the road, and ate it right there. I want to say if I created some trouble within the security sector, some of the folks who told me privately say their bosses derided them that why they allowed the president to buy cassava, and then ate it right there because they were concerned. It's the president of the country.
He was even publicly criticized.
For those of us, no,
But
but
you
it's not a
see-
bad thing. For those of us at
No, I know.
the level,
You see,
that's plus
you see-
100%.
Yeah,
you
But I
see-
mean, the security people will look at things differently.
Yeah, but you see, President Obama would jump from his Oval Office and walk down the road, in the community there,
Yeah.
just jump into McDonald's or Burger King, and
Yep.
and the people would be like, and they stay. You see the likes of Bill Gates then
Yeah.
standing on the line. They'd be like, oh no, that the people want to jump from there to. I said, no. You just stay on the queue because these people want to be, humanized. They want to be normal people, or in spite of the fact because after the 12 years as president, they go back to being normal again and know all of the security and all of that. But this thing about that's what Ura told him that this thing is all about trust. He said, let's assume that what you're
Wow,
saying.
somebody was, as you're talking about this,
It's-
somebody just sent me the clip. People,
Bobrovsky won.
Bobrovsky.
Of course.
if it is true,
because it commensurates exactly what you were saying.
he said, let's assume this is true.
The same thing.
But why would you even want to come out? He said this man drove all the way to my house with people begging me.
They begging me to support him.
To support him, and
this is the same man.
and he's painting a picture out there. So if you're in your living room, anyway, let's hear.
His Excellency,
Good.
the Vice President,
The mark of deception.
and Waka, for many years. First met him a long time ago at the University of Liberia. I've known Vice President Waka longer than any other person in the presidential race.
Hey,
And
remember?
I've always
USA, I don't know him as much. Maybe he was right.
had
Of course.
a lot of respect for him. But the learn of power seems to have gotten the better of His Excellency. Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai present him as a poor man
Okay.
from Nova in the sight that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled.
You know?
Boakai is not poor like you. Even as me,
Good.
Vice President, his office received more money. His office received more money from the government budget than any other vice president has received in Liberia's history.
You hear that, brother?
He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative
Then
government.
you're the park car.
Minister of Agriculture,
Okay.
Ambassador, Director of LPMC. At the time when LPMC had money and several other positions. President Walker, for a long time ago, but today he is among the richest. He is among the richest 1%
Liberia.
of Liberians who are enjoying the best of this country.
So you see, Paka? So this is exactly what
This is Charles Bumskin
Yeah.
at the time in the 2017.
2017, yeah. So you see, Paka, this is exactly what Yuri was trying to remind the public of. Vice President Bwaka is not a poor man. This is the highest peak of deception. Okay? If you are going further in our audio, Bromskin went to analyze in the last 6 years, the last 12 years, Bwaka's or breakdown from his office. Even you can recall, if you do your maths, in total it's almost $38 million. Not even compared to total budget for local county health, how you call it, or health budget. This is a man who perambulates our public space politically and claim the sympathy of our people on ground that he's poor. This is something that, I'm so happy now that folks like you, they are coming up to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine the first biggest lie was to say that you will place 15,000 people across Monserrate County to destabilize this country. It's just another way of diverting negative energy to a person who accepted his process.
So as we talk about that, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Daniel.
Yeah.
So there's been a number of clips. Too many things happening in a week.
But I remember,
Too many things happening in a week. So
Rescue
I
two.
talk about one. It's just flowing.
Rescue 2.
It's just flowing. Too many clips. We've played from Joseph Barker when he was on the radio. Then we play. How do they call him? Ure, Banana Ure. Then we reflected on what Bronskin said.
Yep.
Now we're coming back to the rescue train. So, we've been telling you, say, the vice tender bearer of rescue doesn't believe in the tender bearer. We've been telling you that, right?
If I express it,
He doesn't believe in the tender bearer. The only reason he's aligning with the Unity Party is greed for power.
yep.
He wants to occupy the presidency.
Yep.
And by his own admission, he said by 2023, the vice president, the former vice president, will not be mentally fit. And so he's hoping that he can occupy that seat and just sit there until the former vice president is not mentally fit, and then he takes over.
Yep.
That's the only reason he's aligning.
Clear also.
And guess what? We're not just saying this because we think. We're saying this
Because of record.
because we got clip now of him saying so like 2 years before
He
he
was-
was selected.
As the vice running man.
And this is just another level of incompetence they can accuse us of
Roll a tip.
on the part of the unity
Roll a
party.
tip.
Because guess what? They didn't vet this man.
No.
No, they didn't.
They didn't vet him
was no-
properly.
They
There was
needed,
no process.
they needed the money.
They needed money and all of this stuff. Now they realize all the things
They needed that 200K.
all the things he said about them.
Roll a tip.
Listen to him.
I didn't be anything. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down.
Did you hear
You're
that?
not holding the
He's talking about
That's
the
wicked.
the brain is going down.
We're in 2023 now.
The bystander
brain is going down.
Let's put it again.
You're not holding the you're moving down.
The brain is
You
going down.
have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down.
This is Jeremiah Kuma.
You're not holding the you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now,
He went
I
down.
buy pepper. Yeah, I gotta buy pepper. There's a man who bought me pepper before. I'm buying pepper now, but I can't reach.
God, wicked.
So I thought the owner could be president in 2017
17.
and run for this. And you ain't necessary. He said, when you run for one term, he ain't necessary.
You see that?
So that's the idea behind PB.
2023?
Listen.
No.
Yeah, you see it?
I
Listen.
disagree.
Listen. He's saying 2023.
No.
He agreed in 2017 that President may be president for just one term.
Yeah, but
2023,
no.
he disagreed. People didn't vet him. They didn't check his past record.
No.
They just chose him. He doesn't believe
Because of the financial stuff.
For the money.
Yeah.
15 and run for this. And you ain't necessary. He said, when you run for one term, he ain't necessary. I agree with him. 2023? No. I disagree. In my mind, he should ask. Find somebody else.
Wow. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, these are people who now claim that they support,
So he
This
knows that
texture.
something's going to happen to the old man.
or maybe
in
that's what he
2023,
thinks. That's what he
And
thinks.
then
yeah.
automatically we have, I don't know. I don't want to say it here on.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's open the lines. If you're out there want to participate on this
Yeah.
program, call us on the following numbers: 080514096, 080514096, or 086561537.
Let me give them another number.
086561537. Today we're just playing clips. A lot of clips to play. By the way,
You
you
can
haven't
call-
even heard the Prince Johnson clip yet.
We'll play that. You can also call 0775-128523.
And drop your comments. We'll read it as well.
Yeah. So,
I think we got a caller.
yeah, let's talk to this first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
We're doing well. You know where you're calling from.
This is Abanico G. Newton, one of the highest and the most competent defender of President Weah, according to confidence.
Okay.
Go ahead, defend him.
I thank you for the amount of information that is revealed. And I believe that it is that the divisions and the hate within them and the misplacement of leadership that will be the access of their way to come through. And we are understanding that it will not happen. President Weah is a born leader, we know it. And some of us will continue to follow Georgia until that thing comes. And I'm hoping that every labyrinth now following what is happening, and we pray that President Weah will be inaugurated on January. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. More calls. 08805140996. Good morning. We're not hearing you. Good morning. Okay. 08805140996 or 086561537. Good morning.
Good morning, Ivan Boga.
Yeah, your name, where you calling
Good
from?
morning.
Well, this is Aaron James from the Rehab Bill.
Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, to this point of view, Honorable Boga have never succeeded anything. The last, if you remember, the last radio station, Star Radio, when a white guy was leaving the turnout, whatever, your board chairman, as soon as the white left, that radio station went down under the leadership of Joseph Boga.
Hello?
FPNC, the CP, Unify the CP, the CP, the last area he went, it went down. Everywhere he there, he had not been successful. And all of the friends that you work with, everyone's got far away. Look at the one controversy happening. Just USA happening. all the places matter. He say, yeah, but he's not good. He doesn't have a leadership ability. I don't know what the fucking woman with all.
The men are asleep.
Okay, we have a call.
Let's talk to this other caller right here.
Yeah, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm calling from Green Bond County.
Okay, go ahead. How's Bond County?
Everybody is doing well, bless God. You see, we appreciate the players are playing. But they play, I think there's a media play on the local radio station. People monitor it.
Okay.
Because see, most of the people that monitor here busy from down there. If we play on the local radio station, people monitor, people have a change of mind.
I know.
Okay.
Let's talk to Assistant Minister
Thank you.
Jura Sana. Jura, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Kwame Wish. Good morning, Assistant Minister Nux Thomas, and you who is interviewing me.
Good morning. Good morning.
What about Una Nina?
Make caller, when I interview you.
Minister Bwake Mahmoud Fofana from Kodu, Dover County, RL.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you certified now?
That's all fine.
Dr. Kwame Wish from Grand Chile. Minister Thomas from where? I know Maryland or something.
Bombi, the man.
A great crew man there. A great crew man.
Grand crew man. You just make it fine for me, man. Okay, on the issue,
Hello?
God said in the Holy Quran,
Yeah.
anybody that does not recognize his fellow human being,
Yeah.
the good he or she did for him, that person can recognize God.
Yep.
You see, Woman Bwake,
Okay, hold on.
to be ungrateful is the highest crime in humanity.
Ingratitude.
Ma Eli carried him twice as for vice president. As tend to be corrected. Since 1847 up to the moment of speaking, no Liberian vice president ever addressed United Nations General Assembly, the biggest gathering of the whole world. Mali sent Omer Bwake to UN to represent Liberia. Either the president or the foreign minister always go to UN to address. But Mali sent Omer Bwake to represent Liberia. She was not sick, she was well. Because she was good intentioned. So this is a woman. Mali, I don't remember this old lady ever discussing Joe Bwake since he left power in January 2018. If you are discussing, I don't remember in public. But every time Omer Bwake appears on radio, or be interviewed or publicly, he always goes behind Mali. That is very, very ungratefulness. Don't do that. If you do these things, those who can think, they know that you are not someone they can stand by.
Yep.
Look at what Omer said. Bernard Ure, you just play a recording. He went to him and asked him for his support in the last 6 years. And we all know what that man did for him. He went on radio to discuss national issue. He discussed Bernard Ure. They may have 15,000 men. Was Bernard Ure the issue? To become president, you must say Ure got 15,000 men. That will make you to be president? It is an ungratefulness. You don't do that. The difference between they and President Weah is those who did good for President Weah down the line.
He's grateful to them.
Muslim Congress, when they were playing for survival, 1985, 86, 87, almost 40 years ago.
Those are people he remembers.
He still remembers, he still talks about it.
Yep.
He said he lived with the Fuda people.
Yeah.
He ate money krama. He lived with the Madingo people. He ate this, he ate this. He's not doing it because he's forced to do it. He wants to recognize the good people did for him when he needed it.
Yep.
That will call him a being. If you do something for me, even if I reciprocate, I still feel that you are the one that initiated that kindness. I must always appreciate you. Because I went to you, Bwake, I'm unable to pay my children's school fee. Please help me. You help me. When situation teaches on my son, I help you 2-3 times. I still feel that as far as you are the one that brought that role, I still obligated to you.
Yeah.
That human being can live. But you can't always attack people who stood by you. What has he done for somebody now? He always played the victim role. That's your
Victimization.
Yeah,
All right.
Dr. Shopowski said, no vice president is rich equal to him.
Of course.
Yet.
Of course.
But so when I see those from Liberty Party, I don't want to call names, you don't get a recording Kasopowski told you in 2017 when they were clapping their hands. I was there that day when that press conference was held.
in our conference room. They were there clapping their hands. So when they have someone sorted, the bucket man has become Messiah. But I just pray to God that this October term will come and pass so we can have freedom, free man. Because we are beating all my buckets people one round. But inshallah, inshallah.
Okay.
Amen.
Thank you.
We got another caller here.
We got another caller. We're going to
Yeah,
take
your name
Maroon's
and where you
speaker
calling
soon.
from?
Okay.
Yeah, good morning. This is Brown Tate from Monrovia.
Okay, go ahead. Make your point.
Yeah, let me thank you guys. I've been following you people for the zero analysis, and let me thank you guys. And one guy made a recommendation is that somebody, create something is good that they go in the rural area on most of the local radio stations, so that people can make informed or decision. The only disclaimer I want to make is that when Minister Bwaka said that most of the president's children, they have been to the fore and he need though. I think, to my understanding, those children were kicked at the time when he was in power. So I think most of them never came, or all of them from junior down. None of them came on the front line.
Yeah, they were
The
little
same
kids.
way the same way with President Villa. So I don't want to make that online Topman, Trouble, Chancellor, Manoperi, so that disclaimer I want to make.
I
A good
understand.
opposition is right. Thank you.
What are you saying?
He said when you, yeah. Okay,
Let's talk
thank
to
you.
my Ruth Baker first.
Okay, brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother, Minister.
Yeah, how are you, my Ruth Baker?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, don't get our chance. Yeah, my Ruth,
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, my Ruth.
don't get our chance. The listener, yeah, I mean, don't get our chance to speak what the president is doing. Tell us all we got our program already. The voice of the coalition.
Yeah.
You know, they can put it on the rail. You see, let's see what's going on in USA. All of people want to take back. You see, then you stick on one more party for more than 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, brother, this is not fair for us. I tell the president, I say, I want sympathy. I called to tell the president, sympathy for our children.
Yep.
Our children. That God console the family because nobody can console us besides God.
Yep.
Yes. We pray for you each and every day. Yeah, God be with you. Yeah. Look at brother. Wicked man.
No. Anyway, thank you so much, my Ruth Baker. Yeah, but let's start. Yeah.
Call your name and where you calling from. Yeah, go
You
ahead.
gotta put on speaker.
Good morning. This is
Okay,
Chef
yeah,
Kumar
yeah,
calling
okay.
from Zubakande, Puluka.
Yeah, go ahead.
Check away.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the presentation this morning for the topic on the discussion. Yes. I said thank you guys this morning for the topic on the discussion.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. The issue of Joseph Barker is not a surprising thing to me. The fact that Joseph Barker, an individual who introduced it to Liberian politics, they decide to betray or being ungrateful to that, which is the late Chief Tamatero. So for me, anything the people are saying about Joseph Barker is not a surprise. Joseph Barker will never succeed in anything because it was a test. The late Tamatero for Joseph Barker. The family is very ungrateful to the core. Those who have Joseph Barker down the line are always being in a position. You set honor Eli Johnson, former President Sadi. You enjoy all of the humanity. It is today you disagree with President Sadi. We are. When the woman gives you over 3 seconds to take over, what impact you made in the life of the Liberian people?
Yep.
Then you can't be your own kappa. You just contract and say, oh, you did it busy.
Just what I
You
said.
are your own kappa. But at the end of the day, you become your own person. So who are you? So, gentlemen, this issue of the only person that ever in the history of our country be referred to, they're being referred to as rescuer is President Josiah. You know, you were pretty for 1995. Tell me whatever the newspaper is there. So, the issue of rescuing that world from Joseph Barker is a myth, is a mirage. Yeah, it will never come to pass. Because you are now even rescuing yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you.
Wow. Let's talk to more callers. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning.
Your name, where you calling from?
This is Julius Saveli, Atlas Joya Peking, and I call you from Banga City, Bon County.
Go ahead, Julius. Good
Go
morning.
ahead.
Yeah, the reason why I name myself Joya Peking because Wia is my role model. Since I have been knowing myself and knowing presidents of Republic of Liberia, I know that Wia is a president who is down to earth. And he is my role model. That's why in my school, I'm a teacher. The manner in which Joya proceeds with the leadership is how I carry mine. And because of that, I have become popular. I am down to the students. When the students are eating, I go, I join them, I eat.
Yes.
When the students are rejoicing, I go there, I join them, I rejoice. I don't take myself big. And because of that, I am popular right now. You can't bang us. You say, come and go, Jay, they will tell you, they say, hold on. And how leaders are supposed to be.
Yes,
because the more you come down to the people that you lead, the more you know the problem they're going through.
Yep.
Hey, I love you. Papa, God bless you for a second time again. If you want to, you become king of Liberia. I beg you for that place. All those players that you are playing, I beg you. My second recommendation is all those players that you are playing. You are please make sure you have sent some to some also who can carry in. I know the connect relationship, so we can be discussing the issue.
All right.
Thank you. We got a female caller here.
Good morning.
Your name?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Miracle calling from Baptist Seminary.
Go ahead, Miracle.
Yeah, I thank you guys in studio for the topic on the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What a year I see that you guys are very, very passionate when it comes to the election.
But when I say fail, we supporting Georgia.
Yeah, let her make it. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the partiality.
The minister that said, Joseph Boaka at the UN summit. If Joseph Boaka was not competent,
That was a color. That was a color.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what she said. She said
she
assistant
wouldn't
minister.
have sent, okay, she wouldn't have sent him there. But because he's competent and he's able, this is the reason why she sent him there.
Right.
Now, when it comes to Joseph Boaka being deceitful and other things, we are human beings. I know this is some of politics.
Yeah.
So being in the CBC camp, you people always say the negative thing.
Of course.
No, of course, George.
George,
Don't agree with that.
Now, other people talk.
I agree or not.
Other people
No,
talk.
don't agree with her.
Yeah, okay. You agree with me. So when it comes to politics, I know how it looks like.
But let me ask you this. Hello? Miracle?
Yeah.
One thing we're doing, we don't want to make up stories. What you make of what Joseph Boaka is talking about his former boss? This is not us making up.
I'm coming to that.
No, go to that. You don't have all day. Yeah, go to that.
But will you eat my time, please? I'm talking about if Joseph Boaka is saying that Ellen was bad, Ellen was not faithful.
Yeah, he talked bad about her.
Ellen was corrupt.
He said women are good people.
No, she was not good. This is somebody that worked with her for 12 long years.
So you believe him?
Yeah,
that Ellen's a bad woman, that's what you're saying?
Yeah,
you believe him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye-bye.
But you see, she's talking about not being unfair.
That's why
just broke her own neck that they were bad, blah, blah.
You know, that's why I was trying to do.
But it's someone about some Boaka to a UNG.
Now she believed that what Boaka was saying about his former boss is true. That
Good morning.
just take that out of
Yeah, Boaka, Opido, how you doing?
Good morning.
We're hanging in there.
This is Steven Zong, Zulu Whiskey.
Hey,
how's the whiskey? Is raining?
Yeah, man, just drizzling a little bit, man. I see it as a spring of blessing.
Sonsinho, abli you one.
Ah,
I mean, you're not spotting progressive.
I'm not gonna speak to my people now. You don't get call.
You're bossing microphone anymore.
You don't get call from Lofa. You don't know what you see or Bandy or whatsoever.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Later this morning, Kwaka is, I want to be grateful on this platform for Honorable Yuri. You know, it takes a man to do what he did this morning. In our Liberian mentality, when you are connected with the world law, they are all negative things they say about you. Okay? For you to come and say what he said this morning, it means he has resolved for peace. I will be grateful for him. And those of us that are thinking negative about this particular family, I think it's about now that will follow suit their path. Most especially those people from the ungrateful end. You know, like the previous brother said, ungratefulness is something that if you practice, you can never succeed. Let's be realistic. If you are a grateful person, you can succeed in life.
Yeah, it's not going
and
to
those
hide
of them
itself.
on that end who are ungrateful, I think they are taking the path of not being successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller right here. Good morning. Yeah, your name, where are you calling from?
Yeah, Maurita for chicken soup.
Hey, Maurita, how are you this morning? Maurita, go ahead. Hey, man. Maurita line, hit you.
Maurita, you can choose your location.
Money.
Yeah, go ahead. We're listening to you. Money, oh.
Cannot thank you. You see, when you see those they make for black time, you know people don't really know him. When you're not close to somebody, you can't know. But after you go, Waka was terrible. Waka is very helpful. Waka is so people. That when you see him, always operating like that. Waka was ungrateful to my brain people. For brothers down and one with Ellie. And to them because he did follow his because and woman. That's the thing that brother and woman are person that are ungrateful. That one he said brother and woman are ungrateful letter.
His
There's one people that is follow to us. But you see, the people know where brother
I'm looking for it.
No, find it. You got it.
Yeah, but it's not downloading again. It's old.
You gotta know, bring us.
Okay, thank you, Maurita. Thank you, Maurita. Oh, man, I can hear the passion in her voice.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody send me the Prince Johnson clip, man. The Prince Johnson clip, what he's talking about.
She's so passionate about what she's saying.
The now ungrateful lepers?
Yeah. One of the 9 ungrateful lepers. So
I thought there were 10.
Anyway, so let's talk. I mean, so there were a number of clips. Let me say this morning. First, there were a number of clips we played this morning. We were just talking about the several activities from the week. This week, the president was in Bumi County where he was giving a really, really triumphant welcome. And I also wanted to just talk about something that happened along the way in one of the towns on the way. You know, some of the folks have been distorting that, saying, oh, the president this, that happened to the president this and that. So it is customary for His Excellency to go to a particular district and then lift up the hands of a representative in that district, right? He did it in all of the different districts he will go to. And so when he went to this Bumi, I don't remember the exact place. I don't know if it was Poro or Jenny or Clay. But when he went there, you know, after speaking, the people cheer and all of those stuff. They were just happy that he was there. You know, I mean, we are seeing that we have communicated that the president was going to receive a rousing welcome because we're there 2 days ahead of his visit. But then, you know, some of the representative candidates are quite polarizing for their people. Some of them are either haters, other people will like them and what have you. So Maurice Etuma, who was elected in 2012, I understand, a senator of the county. 2 times. You know, some other folks have been having some issues with him, and so he joined. He's backed the CDC recently. One of the senators that backed the CDC, and so when the president went to so the CDC didn't feed in a candidate in the area against Alex Tyler. So when the president went there, he lifted up the hands of Maurice Tuma. There were some people jeering him. In fact, if you read the New Down newspaper this morning, it basically says, "Mr. President, we want you, but not him.
Not him. Yeah.
We want you, but not him." So that was the impression that we got. But another paper, Front Page Africa, is basically saying that they've uncovered information that people were planted in the group by his rival, Alex Tyler, to do the jerry and make it seem like he's unpopular with the people. Maybe he is, or something of the sort. I don't know. But the president, we were here to talk about the president. The president, by the way, was never, ever, has never been on all of the campaign trail. It's been a thing. People have been just, there is this clip I saw on Lena with this lady almost near tears.
Yeah, that's running over 100+K.
Yeah, this lady was crying, looking at the president picture. She said, "I just love you. I just love." I mean, and then she started to go into tears. So that's the kind of reaction you hear from people when the president goes out. And it was the same in Bami. I was in Tomaber when he rolled in along with that big caravan. And unfortunately, there was this image of this Muslim lady wearing her hijab and everything, and then she put up the beret on top of the hijab.
And I think let's play a minute of that.
Oh, that clip where the lady's crying.
Yeah,
okay,
let's play a minute of that, and then get a.
That's very passionate.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I was listening to that. I mean, and some of the times, some of these scenes can be infectious. People's emotion. Coming near tears. You yourself can get, sort of getting the mood.
You're overly excited.
And so when I was watching that last evening, I said, "Wow, this is beyond passionate." This lady loves the president. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the kind of reaction the president has been getting on all along this trip, and the trip begins again today. So, and no matter who tell you, and I was just shocked that I see a former government official who the president had taken so. I mean, he was relatively one of the folks that the president had regarded so highly. I'm not going to call his name because I'll be giving him undue relevance. But he left the country. I think he's out somewhere in the States and posted something quite condescending about what might have happened. Completely distorting what exactly happened in Bami County and all of that. But I'm just telling you exactly what happened all along the trail. Every stop the president made. But I can bet any other candidate they can never receive, because Bami is not one of the most populated part of the country.
No.
But the convergence, despite that sparsely populated nature of Bami, but there was still a convergence of people. I can bet any other candidate can have that kind of number of people that they have there.
And
there in Bami.
One good
waiting
thing
for the president.
Yeah, one good thing I always like to do these rallies in Bami. I remember when the president was going around the country tour to say thanks to the people for electing him. We got to Tottenberg. That where you're over, the soccer field is in the like in the ditch, and then you see the crowd, and you can overflow. Yeah, that is so beautiful. You can see it felt like when Jesus was feeding those people with the 5 loaves of bread and fish. Were there were how many persons? Waka, you were there?
So Bami, I wasn't surprised.
You're from Bami?
No, I have. My family has got a huge property there that covers almost 2 towns.
You're not from there. Why you own the property?
Yeah, because of the humane nature of the people of Bami County. When my grandfather was in retirement as ambassador, he bought 2,000 acres of land there in Bami, and then that property served as a refuge for people who left other counties to the war. And it will interest you to know, Kwame, that even before the president went to Bomi, a lot of my people call me. I have up to 1,500 inhabitants on that property, 14 age, aside from children. And bulk of them, 95% of these people are anxiously waiting to have the president re-elected. You know why? They said to me, do you know that some of us grew up here and we never saw current? Today, we can have our small ice boxes and we can get our cold water and our children can sit on the palaho and study. Senator Snow, I didn't even have to go there. He won that part of bombing overwhelmingly. You know why? Because even in our absence, he went there, identified the point and built a palaver hut in honor of the president. It's there. So when I heard people say, oh, in fact, somebody told me, my man, you're kind of carrying 5 yellow buses from Monrovia here to take people to Bomi. And I laugh. I say, why? I say, it's a normal thing that when the president,
come on.
Exactly. When the president is going to a county, the lawmakers that are on the party will have to assemble the people. You don't expect people to walk. Okay? So, like what you said, when you saw him bombing, the mammoth crowd you saw, Kwame, it's just a small one.
Yeah,
the people honestly love the president.
People on the different roads
they honestly love that president.
Where you're gonna have the main rally.
Exactly.
You got to transport them.
You don't expect them to tread there.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, I saw one of the former assistant ministers were playing a clip what Braga talked about with regards to Maurice Setuma. The president is obviously the president. If the people say to the president, Papa, that you will carry, and then we kind of realize that it was a planted effect by one of his his opposition folks. When the elections are conducted, who wins the senatorial seat at a point in time becomes the people's senator. But the people's utmost concern is the re-election at the first round ballot of the president. And that's all that's important to every one of us here. Okay, that's the most important one because the people's argument is very clear. Can you imagine in my own? I could not even sleep on a farm when I used to go there, Kwame, before the COVID because there was no electricity. The last few times I went to the farm, even what I am now, I'm impressed over the manner in which the people have progressed. The economy in those parts are growing because the electricity is providing them the opportunities. You think they're going to sit down and look at that and vote for Joseph Boakai for what? For what? It's not possible.
I'm trying to get to something different. This other clip. Let's move on. There is another clip that I was talking about this morning, and some of the papers have it. I think the Women Voices, is also talking about the threat that was made by Senator Prince Johnson. So these are people, by the way. This is MDR. MDR standard bearer now. I think it's Jeremiah Kun, right? Yeah. So Jeremiah Kun is a standard bearer MDR, but Prince Johnson is the founder. He still wields a lot of support. In fact, he's the one that wields the power over that political party. If I suggested Jeremiah Kun, and it was said that you wanted him to be vice president, and then former vice president Joseph Boakai said to his colleagues who were hoping to be his vice standard bearer at the time that he was willing to dance with the devil.
Right.
So quite strangely, by the way, before I get to this one, is the fact that the vice tender bearer of the MDR isn't with Vice President Boakai on the campaign trail.
No.
He's not. And these campaign trails, by the way, that they've been on, this started, I think, on August 16 or later in Montserrat County. They will go there. Firstly, they wouldn't walk. I mean, obviously, you know why. But then we will walk to the different distances and what have you. So Vice President Boakai is taking to the different campaign stops, places that will stop just in the vehicle. And then he mount the stage, talk, and then get back in the vehicle and then move on. And guess what? The pictures you will see coming from there wouldn't be pictures of the crowd marching. There wouldn't be pictures of the crowd moving here and there. There would just be choreographed, carefully edited pictures of just panoramic location from the sky. No, we can do the same thing right in front of the stage. You just take a picture. And guess what? Another thing is,
it's called
when
sparsing.
you see the president go to President, we are go to places. You see different angles. People will be taking pictures, right? Different angles. Peter Brown will take picture. Paul, Mary will take picture. Paul will take picture. Everybody will post, right? But with those campaign stops they're making, everybody posts the same picture.
But I was reading something.
The picture that had been edited. The same thing. I want to share around.
On social media, another person, one of their supporters was so angry. He said that he doesn't like the idea. It's the second time that Senator DeLong will walk away whilst the vice president.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
And they had a photo of him. They cycle him with his bottle of water. and all of that. These guys, I mean, they don't.
They say whenever so there was sort of a different analysis about that. Whenever he will come to the event, so he's supposed to be the campaign chair of Monserrado County, right? Understandably, because he's a senator of Monserrado. But it doesn't seem like, there's been some criticism of that. In fact, Musa Belete did say that the party made the biggest mistake because Senator DeLeon cares about himself. He's not going to do much campaigning for them. So apparently he's been trying to do that. He will mount the podium, talk, and then whenever the VIP will stay, according to this post, say VIP is one of them, I would think. But he said other VIP will still be seated, and then Senator DeLeon, right after he speaks, he will just walk off. He would just walk off. So basically leaves the former vice president on the stage.
And the standard bearer.
And the standard bearer of the Unity Party, and then walk off. So he's done that like 3 times already. So I think it drew the attention of other partisans. Because, by the way, the former vice president was seen in the vehicle with DeLong on his campaign trail. The whole Unity Party structure was campaigning for DeLong. So not to see him doing the same for them, I think they're beginning to raise some concerns about that. Okay, so what brought us to this point was the fact that we were talking that Kru and his political leader, both of them are in Nimba County. As a matter of fact, we were there. The We Are Intellectual movement was there. We're on the radio station. We talked to Radio Hot FM. There we talked to Radio Kagema. We engaged the FRT, the Federation of Road Transport Union, Nimba County branch, where I was fortunately selected as the guest speaker. And so we've engaged all of these different programs, and we gave some of the views. It seemed as if there's a really disconnect between the different population about who they support. It would seem as if, obviously, a lot of the young people support President Weah in Nimba County. In fact, when we were on the radio, especially Radio Kagema, they did converge around the radio station. That was Wilfred Bangura and Wilfred, who was very fiery on that radio station. He was getting involved with the Nimba politics. I didn't know much about Nimba, so I was talking about the national politics.
Exactly.
So Wilfred was talking about the Nimba politics and all of that. So we came outside, and these young people were just dancing and saying, "Gentlemen, this is what we want. We want more of this thing." Because they Papa just lying to all. They say Papa just come here around the country just lying to all. They're lying to all. So at Hot FM, for instance, they, I wouldn't call who because for their safety's sake. But there were some of the people who basically said that things are beginning to change in Nimba. He said, before you people came here, everybody's talking about rescue. But he said, no, in the last month or so, the thing changing. I said, but why it changing? He said, because it seems as if Gompo Cargo there, how they call it, Garrison Yellow there, they're changing minds here. So it seems as if Prince Johnson and Kron have recognized that. They've decided that we're not coming over again. Our people can be machine.
So we're
going to live in the country. So they've been living in the country for the last month or so. That's where they've been. They live back in Monrovia. They're campaigning in Nimba County. So moving from place to place. So as their caravan goes to one place, our caravan going to another part of Nimba. So apparently there was a clash. Why was there a clash? There was a clash, I understand, in Gompo Kagon's district. Senator Johnson regards Gompo Kagon as his son. His son basically saying, my papa, you brought us to Jowea, so we must support Jowea. Up to last year, when you were celebrating your birthday, all of Jowea and you went to Nimba County. You told the people of Nimba said that Jowea will support. 6 months later now, you change your mind. Then all the follow me and sticking with Jowea.
All we say he's done in our country.
Yeah. So Gompo Kagon said, no, me and sticking with Jowea. The same way with Wilfred Bangura. The same way all the other people then, they said, no, we're sticking with Jowea. So Papa didn't take it kindly. Went to the main district and started to talk about how he will do this to the man. Before he went to campaign, they allowed him campaign. And then he descended into, I will do this to your son. I will do that to your son. If I make him cripple and Rick Stewart. You know Rick Stewart, the one who ran for speaker, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I will do that if I make him cripple. Or if I started to name people who might have died and all of that. So the people got furious. And so they,
incited.
Yeah, the people got, so they were leaving. Apparently, I heard it said there was some altercation that ensued between both groups. Stone throwing began and all of that and what have you. So there began the violence. And following that, Prince Johnson made this ominous call to race to
Kwampu.
Kagon.
The meeting you had was last night. You are on straight out from George to kill me in the country. They attack, listen, they attack my family, they won't have to do the meeting last night. You know, everybody came, in Bosnia, the person came straight in the middle. The meeting you had, the only thing you will put now. Will you please give me a chance? I don't have a meeting. Your attack on the student not to even receive us. I never talk bad about you. You attack me. You attacking me. I don't know you are you attacking me. My relative show, everything I've been doing. To order your people to attack me, I will pay back. God bless you. No problem. I will shut people on your asshole.
Sorry.
No, that was the senator must have gone.
So that was Senator Johnson.
Wow. This is not good.
So and at first I want to apologize profusely to the audience.
That was unexpected to be
yeah, but the last part
of
Senator Johnson essentially insulting Representative Kompu Kagon. But the most frightening thing
is that not the preacher man?
Is I will send people on you. That's the most frightening thing to me. And the police, they should claim the attention of the police. This is a sitting senator. Listen, he can say all he want about George Weah. George Weah sent people, George Weah did this and that. Everybody knows George Weah.
That's the regular story.
George Weah has zero record of violence.
Yeah, that's an everyday story.
But on the other hand, this is a man with a record of violence.
Right.
So if he says, I will send people on you, that's not that's not a empty threat. That's something that could be actionable. So I would think that the police by this time will be providing Representative Kompu Kagon.
So
maximum security.
Minus the maximum security. What does the law say when a lawmaker threatens another lawmaker or threaten anyone?
We may not
have that legal context to state that, but hearing his voice and like what Bwaka said, it calls for national security attention.
So if I'm an ordinary person, I call you on and record and say, "Look, I'm going to send people on you." What does the law say?
Yeah,
you just leave it like that, and then there are some people
you
protect you.
No, maybe the
but he's got it right. Exactly, he got it right to make a legal case against.
Maybe some of the lawyers listening can tell us, educate us about what it is.
They can call because even if he didn't report,
well, that's what it's scary,
and something happens because mind you, the heat of the elections is getting on now.
Yeah.
And it's scary that.
But guess what? This is supposedly the preacher man.
But that's what I just said.
That the man who preach on who can man the podium every Sunday,
annoy people
every Sunday and annoy people and he's the one threatening people and insulting. Look at what he's doing. The bomb he threw at the end of the recording. That man who will get a chair on Sunday and start to preach.
I can never go back to that church
and preach and say, "Oh God, this, that, and the other." Look at the bomb he threw. But you know what it reveals? Senator Prince Johnson has always campaigned so
you are in the choir, right?
Which choir?
Senator Prince Johnson had always campaigned so similar in Nimba County. His campaign had been similar because he always was confident of victory, right? This time around, it seems as if there's something happening.
But brother, you know what?
So he's becoming. They're beginning to get afraid.
But bro,
they're beginning to get afraid. So that's why you see the talk of violence and all of that.
Yeah, but bro, guess what?
But we also, before you come in, we talk about the 3 people that died, right?
Yeah.
There's something I want to state. There was a campaign, there was a death on the campaign trail in Nimba County. This is despicable.
This is nobody was even talking about it.
This is extremely, extremely wrong. So this fellow who Garrison Yelu has been a supporter for many, 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 many years, and now supports the Congress for Democratic, the Coalition for Democratic Change, has been very active on the campaign trail. The papers have reported that he was, I think, killed, stabbed or something. Yeah. He died. And he was killed, allegedly, by cousins on the campaign trail during the violence. He was killed by cousins of Jeremiah Cole, allegedly, according to the papers. But I have not seen the outrage from civil society.
No.
I have not seen the outrage from the media.
No.
I have not seen the outrage that you will otherwise see. Like when, for instance, when people toted caskets.
Yeah, that outrage.
That outrage.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, criticize death. Yeah.
Had it been the other way around, where it was the CDC people that had caused the death of other political party officials, you probably would have seen the outrage. But it's been more than 48 hours. And maybe I haven't been following all, but I haven't seen a single press release for some of the rights groups in the country, condemning this. So this is a direct electoral violence that somebody died. And we haven't seen that level of outrage. That's the hypocrisy we have been talking about all along, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you, Parker. Let me just talk a little bit around there. May the souls of our departed young comrades rest in peace. I want to start by saying that. I remember when those young ladies died, quite recently, in the accident. Facebook was painted with a lot of criticisms. We saw writers, people saying why we allowed the children around Oka and all that kind of stuff. The criticism. You saw it, right, Parker? But imagine this man died as a result of violence. For members of the very opposition bloc. Today, not a single line of regret has been placed out there. But this is what I wanted to say regarding the desperation of the senators' quest for campaigning Nimba. Waka, this is a dispensation of enlightenment for young people. I told you that 6 years ago today, the young people level of enlightenment in terms of the technological evolution that Facebook has provided has enhanced 6 years today. So even if the president placed a pencil in a school, that pencil is seen on Facebook.
Yeah.
The young Nimbayans are seeing now that they can no longer tribalize the essence of politics, but they will elect a leader on the basis of the tangibles that the leader has done. So what Senator Johnson is doing right now is he's going all out in all aggression to enforce this. And guess what? His dispensation is over.
Yeah, he's trying to instill fear
in the people.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Instilling fear.
And, he's always he tried to play that fear card all the time. Because you cannot say you're not a murderer, you're not, you have not committed atrocities and all of that, you're born again person, and then at certain point you want to claim that.
Yeah.
Because that's why he want them to fear him from his past and use that as a trump card to come back and win. But the people have seen that movie before. To still find I listened to that tape there, the audio call the phone call between he and the lawmaker. It tells you what's happening in Nimba. It's a new wave. It's a new wave where you find people are now like, no, they want that sense of being freedom. They're like that Prince Johnson trap.
Yeah.
They want to be relief of bread. They want to be their own and see what's going to happen.
New disposition.
They're seeing complex going up. You can drive now and enjoy the road.
Let's play more clips. More clips. As I'm on the radio, people just sending me clips.
Yeah, let's.
Somebody sent me the clip of former Vice President Joseph Boakai talking about how he's going to cut down civil servants numbers if he's elected. You heard that?
Let's roll it.
Have you heard that? Okay.
Roll the tape.
Where there used to be at least 100 people during our time, you got 500 sitting down, and they go with their assigned salaries out of structure completely. We're going to cut them down. You don't need all of these.
What became of the people?
Where there used to be at least 100 people during our time, you got 500 sitting down, and they go with their assigned salaries out of structure completely. We're going to cut them down. You don't need all.
So listen. This is a replica of the 2006 downsizing policy of the Unity Party.
Yeah. They want to bring it back.
So 2006, when the Unity Party took over, they just took a lot of people out of jobs. They just started to cut people, drop people out of the civil service and say that the civil service was bloated and all of those stuff. The difference with them and President Weah, they can say this, that, and other. was that President Weah, when he took over, he said, well, these people, even if it is bloated, I'm not going to cut them down. I'm going to make sure that the salary that each of them had to come, we can expand it.
It's leveled.
It's leveled. We can expand it and make sure that even there are some people added, we can make sure that piece of money go to everybody.
Yeah.
So that how you heard about the harmonization, all the different
that
stuff.
was the beauty about
so
it.
some of it went to everybody. So while we expanded the system and make sure that everybody had equal, they cut down people from the payroll.
Yep.
And that's exactly what the former vice president is saying they're going to do again if he comes there. So he's saying basically, if we come there, we'll cut it down. We'll cut it down. Nobody will have to cut X, Y, and Z. We'll cut all the, where they have, so people will, already promising that they're going to do the same thing they did in 2006.
Correct.
The same old thing they did in 2006.
So, and this just goes to those who got swallowed up by all the lies they've been telling out there. And one thing they were very, very lucky to have done, and now people are starting to go away from that, is that this idea that the country is hard. They try to make some of the voters, of some of the people who followed them, to believe that you don't have to build a house. You don't have to have a structure of business. As long as you can come to my house, I give you, some gas slip. I give you, you drink beer together. We're having parties. That means the country is okay. You don't need lights. You don't need hospitals because you won't get, you don't have to get sick and all of that. And if you saw what the FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, all of these guys, when he came out with the New Deal during the first crisis in
the Cold War,
not the Cold War, the Great Depression.
Yeah, Great Depression. Correct.
When that happened, FDR came out. He said, "Look, we got to put people to work. Today, America has one of the best highways and all of this stuff." He said, "Even if we don't have the money, we don't have people coming, but people have to work." So there were stimulus packages and all these different things happening, and development comes with pain.
Yeah.
And that's why people sacrifice. That's what this president's doing. My man, if I was driving 3 a.m. this morning on the boulevard, compared to when we were here in 2003 and
Oh no, come on! You could take about 45 minutes.
It was Minister McGill toe to toe that evening, making sure that the president come at ELWA to switch the lights on. See what's happening today. They want to make mockery of TUER when they built a hydro and they couldn't, dispense the electricity, and all the megawatts were just there wasting, and here today you find Liberia, we have, I've just lost my generator because it can't come on, and all of these things that are happening under this particular administration. And when they look back 6 years from now, they've got to start to prepare.
So we've talked about the different people that have gotten the rap of the former vice president, right? Some of these people have said the former vice president has been so, I've sort of stabbed them in the back. Ranging from the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to now the Uris to Costa to Cummings, Alexander Cummings to Nukwe, to some of the officials. Modad, and other thing. But listen to another person. This voice.
When you have a leader, and you want to talk about Joe Weah being vindictive, you want to talk about this person being vindictive, when you have a leader that will threaten someone and try to, play victim all of the time, it's not something you take lightly. And you know what Collie told me? Collie was 2 years in the VP. He was 2 years old. And Collie's mother told him, Collie said his mother lives in Minnesota today. His mother told him that, James, what your father did, what he and Omer Brecker did wasn't good, and the two of us as family, we tried to resolve it. And we really thought it was resolved. The Omer still have that letter today to show to Dr. Collie, who was 2 years old, to say, this is what happened between your father and myself, and I will fight you for it. So, stand on. I don't take this lightly.
Oh, yeah.
That I have to send this tonight to put on the screen. It's not because I have pleasure in doing it. Okay? I supported Omer Brecker. I stood by him. And I know what it cost me. When President Weah won the election, I was one of those that he wasn't happy with because we have a friendship for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And I will stood for the presidency to run. I supported the woman against it, and I went all out. Not one person in the CDC, I challenge anyone anywhere in the world that will tell you anywhere in the world that will tell you in 2017 when I stood behind Omer Bata that I ever took a call from anyone in the CDC one day to say I'll give you my support. And that's why I got in return because what the president said. The president says something, you send me a text and say you will pay for it. Then I'm in the Senate. If he wins the election tomorrow, I'll still be senator. We'll work together. If he doesn't win, which I know he will not win, we'll take care of him in old age.
That is Senator
Snow.
Edwin Snow.
Yeah,
Senator
yeah.
Edwin Snow.
Boga, you see it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's another person. So there's a long list of people.
All the people are saying the same thing. The same thing.
I hope my sister Miracle is listening.
The issue of pretense, assuming a role that seems to sympathize with what he's not. I mean, it just like Kwame, what you're talking about. They have one campaign message: the country is hard. We kind of ask these people. This country has been hard, even during the course of the COVID-19. This administration maintained the integrity of the
people were
state.
home. They
Exactly.
took their salaries.
Exactly.
And all that.
The country is hard. Globally, there's a global scourge. The current ravaging a wave of war between Ukraine and Russia.
But go to Ghana, Sierra Leone, the Ivory
But how are we managing our economy?
See what's happening there.
We're not we are not oil producers. But how come we our prices are by far better than our colleagues in the sub-region? We are not growing rice at a large scale. How come we're able to stabilize all of these things? So that message, I usually answer that message with, when was there a time in our country when Liberia was not hard? Even the world is always a hard place. Okay, so there's no effectiveness in the message anymore. That is the reason why they're resorting to violence right now. And that's what you see. And we should expect more of these violences across the country.
There are.
We should expect this.
Nima is one of the hot
It's just the
spots.
beginning.
Monrovia will follow, and I don't know about Bung there. I mean, everybody gonna hold.
Why fight in your stronghold when you know?
Because
doesn't make sense.
when the former VP said we're willing to stand with the devil, that was what he was banking on. Nimba County. So that is the place that they expect to get most of their votes from. But when they're beginning to struggle there, so they know they're losing it. Firstly, they never expected. It was a shocker. A couple of things shocked them. Firstly, it was a narrative in Monrovia that began to change quite dramatically. There were a lot of things that changed the narrative in Monrovia quite dramatically in the months leading to the official start of campaign. Firstly, the CDC ramped up its messaging and all of that. It was the
organized manner.
Yeah, it was the Ministry of Information. It was the different auxiliaries. Then it was WIM, the We Are Intellectual Movement. All of them came on the radio and just filled the void. And the messaging changed quite dramatically. Then another thing happened. The president started to walk the streets of Monrovia. The streets of Monrovia, every area he went. From one area to the next. Then it was the TikTok, the first-time voters.
Yeah.
They started to take over TikTok. So they took over Facebook, social media, with the different TikTok dances. Then it was this danceable music campaign song.
Yo.
That
So
one's
the
been
atmosphere
trending
just
all over.
became
I mean,
electric.
that's a bomb.
And before the United Party realized they had been overtaken, and then ever since, it's been bam, 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 bam. The CDC this campaign. Plus it was also the selection of this character
I think
on the campaign at the head of the campaign
Eugene Langwe.
that resonates with every sector.
Exactly.
I think the problem. I think one of the problems they're grappling with is the time they took to
start. It was
set up the
It was
entire
late. Yeah.
team
They
because
overlooked the strategy.
because there was an infight. There's still an infight going on. As to who does what, and because mind you, is they have not cut the ribbon yet, and they're trying to share it, and they've this idea of power grab, who's going to be what, and they have not even they're not even on the track of winning anything, and they start to flip heads over heels, and that's the problem with the party. And I'm hearing now that they're having serious problem when it comes to within.
But the thing about it, will you hear your bystander bureau say those nasty things about you and still trust him?
No, we can't.
So those are the kind of things that are beginning to happen.
Yeah.
Secondly, they don't have money. Then they depend on the very men that seen the nasty thing.
And they want to downplay. They want to downplay the weight of you, Ray. You can. You can.
Yeah.
You can. You're talking on the guy's cell phone.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know. Yeah, I mean, he can cut your line any day.
The rescue train is moving without lights on a very foggy weather.
Yeah, and so
And I'm hearing he's not going to campaign in Lofa. He says the road.
Yeah, he said the road bad. He said that. Can you imagine? I have not been able to go to Lofa because the road is bad and all of those different stuff. So he
Who made the road bad?
yeah, but our people have been in Lofa, so we in his backyard.
We'll go there.
Let's open the lines again.
We'll
You
go
can
there.
call us on the following numbers, or maybe it's no longer his backyard. Call us on the following numbers: 08005140996.
It's a visitor Lofa now.
096. We'll take the last set of calls and then close the program. Or 086561537.
It's a candid visitor to Lofa now.
080514096. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Ethno Car. We don't have to say for the re-election of President Weah. The blind men are supporting President Weah. Yeah, you're pretty sad to say my number is when your phone saying can give me preference because I can struggle to go through the line. You know, we were trying to get through, we couldn't get through. But broadcasting for some of us now was surprised because we were disabled people and he presides over us. Okay, and we knew what he did in that sector when he was vice president for 12 years. Honestly, our leadership are always saying this to you guys. Whenever it was time to receive a donation during Christmas time, Christmas package, they will give us 1 cup of rice each. And sometimes they will give us farino.
You're the blind people.
Yeah. But now, as we speak, since the president took office, all the time when it is Christmas, 26, he gave 2 hard bag of rice, 7,000. So that was the normal increase they gave. 1 hard bag of rice, $5,000. That is huge. That's what the president had done.
So from 1 cup to 2.5 bag of rice.
5 kg.
Yeah. That's the package you want with 5,000 LD. When you started new, the number was not used. People were receiving 2.5 there with 7,000 Liberian dollars.
You see there?
Okay, so can you compare that to 1 cup?
No.
So what is it?
Wow.
The finance minister, I put it to people, let me appear on this show that I can talk more of these things. Some part of last year when American Corner returned to the country, he told us that John Walker told him that he kept 17 on store grievances about Johnson for the past 4 years.
About 17 grudges.
Yeah. Okay? So this is an indication that he just lives in the state of ungratefulness. Anybody that do good for him, he will just invite. That lady Martina Wisse also said that during the second round, people were asking Walker to her leave. Okay, they wanted to bring up different purposes, and we that were in the opposition were saying that we knew it. But it was early that said no, Walker stood with me from the beginning. I will consider Walker to say, so okay, this is why you're going to be paying our former president. Every time you come in the media, you denigrate for, you insult you because you are insulting us. Because if you say you didn't do much when you were there and then you didn't resign, say you had an ambition to contest 2017, you should have been 5 more or 6 more ahead. They resign, then you're going to have a voice yet.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on. We got to move on. Let's talk to this other caller. Good morning.
He made some good points.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Peter Peter. I'm calling from Congo Town.
Morning, Peter.
Yeah, let me say thanks to all of you for the conversation this morning. You see, actually the news coming from Nima between those our official, is discouraging. These are people that we expect to make things to happen positively in Nima County. Coming up, encouraging violence and things. It's so sad. And on President Johnson, I think the police need to investigate him. From what he says on the recording, it shows that this man still controls ex-combatants and he has the power to inform them to do anything to anybody.
So I will send people on you.
Yes, so the police need to investigate that and make sure that at least you shouldn't just take it lightly. President Johnson is somebody who did a lot of things in the country and we all know about that. So he is capable of doing anything because he is so desperate to come back to power. And he has killed the people already in the country, so he see that he was going to be defeated, and he want to do all things possible to come back. So the politicians take a light that she investigating because all the violence are going on in the country right now. They are the cause. Because you cannot be a senator of a country and sit there and encourage young people to fight among themselves. So I was just listening to Honorable General this morning on OKFN and confirming that those two names are recorded by the boy who was killed. They are his relatives.
Yeah.
So he just confirmed that on OKFN. That means that we need to be careful. The police need to investigate those people so that they cannot make tension to go up in our country. Because when it happens, they will say, oh, the president is the one responsible for peace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
We can take more calls. 080-514-086
She's right.
or 086-561-537.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Father Papa.
Yeah.
Good morning to your co-host. My name is Rosetta from Cali, and I call from Micat.
Rosetta, go ahead.
Morning,
Yeah,
Rosetta.
you listen to the blind man who called on the show, right?
Yeah.
And then saying that during the 12 years we receiving one cup of rest. Then the man he said he can make impact in people's life. Or somebody just said something the last time on show. He said, you see the young people, the reason they are going after President we are because they open up to the young people. But if in your 12 years the later you could be see a salary and being on the head as the Senate in board. You could impact people like that people could go also you not just President we are. The real you that you condemn the road bill at this president. But you walk on the street of that road, you are so hard to intervene that where you were sitting yesterday when we saw you sitting there on the very road that you connect. So they may have no moral. And with the issue of Senator Johnson taking a life of somebody because of politics and then he's collecting or setting lawmaker. And what the people are supporting municipalities, let's look at some of the things that why we can never bring them into power. There is our job we have to on payroll. So we are removing your 7 to go for you. Definitely tell our right side local content we will definitely be going.
Oh, I say what they get found, they put a reduce and bring it up.
You're not 400, that's you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, y'all keep putting it on the radio. We'll hear more things. That good media started.
You see that one minute calling from quick.
Your name, where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm seeing lots of got news this morning. I called from district number 6, and I also represent a comrade of land using Nangwe for we are re-elections, Spring 2023. Why I said,
Go ahead.
Yeah, why I said in my capacity as National Assistant Secretary for Media and Public Relations.
For the comments of for comments of land using Nangwe.
Comments of land using Nangwe for the re-election of President we are.
Okay.
Spring 2023.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm seeing lots of got anyway.
Who the chairperson of the group? Who the chairperson? Agata, eh?
Oh, no, not it's Senator Wadsworth.
Okay.
Okay, then, it's so lovable, I must admit. Why, our opposition, when we are massively campaigning and peacefully campaigning, telling most especially the media register voters and young people like me, to vote for President we are because President we are developmental oriented. I studied mass communication and public relations at the University of Liberia. Currently for my department, for whole semester I pay $2,250. But one of the likes of our former PPM president, our former president, if you even carry 6, you pay close to 8,000. You carry 12, you pay close to 12 or maybe 18,000. So I think President we is doing extremely well. Look at the road that leading to the Kennedy area there, going to the Kennedy school. For how long the former PD are left within that vicinity, and you are not even able to face that road. President Wilkin, he fixed that road, but when you are in power as a former VP, why in there? The children used to wear slippers to go to school before they put that socks or that shoes on their foot. All these things we are seeing, they will still fall for President we are. Look at the quarrel that we are getting quarreled now to our coast. You think when Judging comes with ours here, you think they want to be able to help us too? But when we try to tell our young farmers, they say, we brought in drugs, maybe we are the inventor of drugs. We at the time, people are not yet taking drugs. Young ones are not yet taking drugs. Look at the project.
Thank you. We got to go. Somebody just sent me a text message that we are live on Foya District's biggest platform. But also somebody sent another text message saying Micat Hour on ERBC is live right now on the Voice of Truth 95.5 in Maryland County.
That's very good.
Yeah, so we have been relayed in several parts of the country as we speak. But I think we can take our last caller and then and go for the day. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
And good morning to your senior guys. My name is Alvin Chia. I'm calling from Silkman Diamond Creek to be
Yeah,
precise.
Chia, go ahead.
Yeah. His Excellency Dr. George Opo Fatikan, United States, Tapanara, we are the developmental oriented president. Come October 10, we will not relent. We're going to re-elect our president. Look at the meaning of this name, George and we are. Meaning that great man is working. Whenever great man is working, you see tangibles, you see deliverables. So when we learn, that only Papa Boga will see. The man of the rescue who said, you serving government for over 12 years, see the type of house he living in, that type of devastating house. For God's sake, he was not taking care. What was he doing with salary? See the type of house. He paid on the real, this person of real who comes to power to rehabilitate, to pave all the road in real. No, you see real like Miami. So come October 10, we're not relent. We're going to re-elect our president, His Excellency.
Okay.
Dr.
Thank you,
That is that. Let's just remind you about the president's trip this morning. The president's going to be resumed, by the way. For the 8-hour suspension is done. The president's going to be renewing his trip to the western part of the country today. He's going to depart Monrovia, then go to Coopertown, Suemeka district, where there's going to be a brief stop. There's going to be a political rally and engagement in Suemeka district at about 1 to 2 p.m. today. He will depart Coopertown and then go to Bopolu City. That's going to do it. And then there's going to be a political rally in Bopolu. And then on Saturday, the president will depart Bopolu and come to I think that's going to be Kipmount.
Yeah, Kipmount.
Kipmount, yeah. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today's edition of the show. But I think Bama, where's Bama? Brief stop. There's going to be a brief stop in the Sawmill district, all of this stuff. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today's edition of the show. Yeah, a lot of things to talk about. Too many things to talk about. But we have just a limited time this morning. Yeah, 2 hours can be short sometimes when you get plenty to talk about.
I know, right?
But we were here since 8 o'clock this morning. My name is Boakai M. Fofana. I am the Deputy Information Minister for Technical Services, but also Chairperson of the We Are Intellectual Movement. I'm here along with Kwame Nopawix. He is the Director General of the Liberian News Agency, and Daniel Nooks Thomas. Daniel is the Assistant Minister for Information Services and a member of the We Are Intellectual Movement. But join us again next week for a brand new edition of the show. But watch out for our presence on various platforms during the course of the week. We're not letting this slide.